Well, hey guys, today we are talking about one of my favorite foods, avocados. Avocados are one of the most nutrient dense foods, particularly because they're rich in healthy fats, antioxidants, B vitamins, and key minerals, things like potassium and magnesium. And they help improve nutrient absorption in the meals they're included in. So I love the fact that they're rich in antioxidants, particularly in lutein, zeaxanthin, which are carotenoid antioxidants that are great for the brain, great for the eyes. They're also very rich in vitamin E, really good source of vitamin E, vitamin A. So these fat soluble nutrients that really are supportive for when we think about fat soluble, I think about fat soluble tissues, like, for example, the brain, the nervous system. That's fat soluble. So very important for that. And again, they're rich in potassium, magnesium, as well as folate, as well, and vitamin B6. So great for the brain, great for eye health and vision, great for skin. In fact, avocados are one of the richest sources of D-mannose sugar, which improves skin epidermis by boosting collagen. That, along with the carotenoids, the zeaxanthin, the lutein, the alpha and beta carotene that are in them, help reduce age spots. They soothe inflammation and they help heal scars and burns. So, I can usually tell when I see somebody who's eating avocados regularly. Normally, they have very clean, glowing skin. They've got like a really good skin tone. They have a lot of anti-aging characteristics when they're keeping their blood sugar under control and they're eating foods that are rich in these carotenoid antioxidants and vitamin E, like avocados. Avocados also support a healthy gut microbiome. So they have got healthy fiber in there that keeps you very regular. And on top of that, they also have things like potassium, things like magnesium that are good for the muscle contractions in the intestines to help move things through. And they reduce pain and inflammation levels. They're actually one of the best vegetarian sources of sulfur amino acids that help boost glutathione. So if we're looking at foods that help support glutathione, which is your body's master antioxidant, normally I think about things like eggs, organ meats, grass-fed beef, things like that, a lot of animal products. However, when it comes to vegetable products, we think about our brassica family. So Brussels sprouts, broccoli, cauliflower, those are all very rich in sulfur. Onions, garlic, and avocados are actually one of the highest when it comes to N-acetyl, for example, cysteine, the amino acid cysteine, as well as other amino acids critical, glycine, that are critical for glutathione production. So very good from that perspective. Also from a cardiovascular perspective, avocados are very rich in beta sitosterol, which is a plant sterol. And these plant sterols are similar to our cholesterol, and they actually help to lower LDL cholesterol and raise HDL, the quote unquote good cholesterol. They help regulate blood pressure. Of course, not only the plant sterols, but also the potassium in there and the magnesium help to support good, healthy endothelial lining. And the carotenoids and the vitamin E also help protect the endothelial lining of the blood vessels, protect against plaque and scar tissue formation there, which helps to regulate your blood pressure and keep your blood pressure in a normal range. Again, they also have vitamin A, right? So the fat soluble vitamins, vitamin A and vitamin E in particular, when it comes to avocados, are really not a good source of vitamin D, not a good source of vitamin K2, but very good in vitamin A as well as in vitamin E. And so vitamin A helps protect the epithelial lining of your digestive system, your gut, right? So remember, I was talking about the fiber, the potassium, magnesium, but also the vitamin A really helps support the gut lining. And vitamin A is very important for the gut immune system, so the mucosal membrane of the gut. So very important from that perspective. Also, we look at avocados, they contain all 9 of the essential amino acids. So although not rich in protein, they do have a complete protein and a great source of the critical essential amino acids that are required for proper protein synthesis. And then they're also very rich, again, in vitamin A and vitamin E, as well as biotin, which is really good for skin. And then I also mentioned the D-mannose sugar that improves collagen formation. So all the combination of the carotenoids, vitamin E, the biotin, as well as the D-mannose sugar makes it one of the best foods you can be eating for good skin health. And then also, avocados are rich in phosphorus and manganese, which help maintain bone health and reduce your risk of developing osteoporosis, along with, magnesium I had mentioned in there as well, which is very important for overall bone health. So some of the amazing benefits of avocados. When we think about the difference between Hass and Fuerte or Florida avocados, Hass avocados were actually developed, or they're coined after Rudolf Hass, who developed an avocado farm and obtained a patent for avocados that he was growing. And they are smaller than the Florida avocados, and they're more dense in fats. They're about 18 to 30% fats, mostly monounsaturated oleic acid, which is very healthy for the body. We also find that in high proportion in olive oil as well. Florida avocados are much less. So they're much lower in fat. They're 3 to 5% fat, but they are larger than the Hass avocados. And so they're roughly about 25 to 50% of the fat that a Hass avocado has. So if you get one Hass, one Florida avocado, even though the Florida avocado looks like it's twice the size of the Hass avocado, there's actually a lot more calories and a lot more fat in the Hass avocados, usually 2 to 4 times more fat in the Hass. Again, good healthy fat, oleic acid, and more fat soluble nutrients, more vitamin E, more lutein, more zeaxanthin, more vitamin A. So it's better, as far as a nutrient density perspective. The Florida avocados are great for a hydration perspective. They're rich in minerals. They're rich in potassium. Not as much fat in there, so they're going to be lighter. They're not going to create the same amount of satiety that the Hass avocados are, but again, still, good source of some of these minerals and some antioxidants in there as well. Now, when you look at your typical Hass avocado, the serving size, about a half an avocado is 160 calories. So there's roughly about 320 calories in your typical avocado. One full avocado is about 30 grams of fat, about 4 grams of protein, about 18 grams of carbs, but most of that is fiber. So roughly 14 grams of fiber or so in an avocado. So the net carbs are very low. Like a full avocado is only about 4 to 5 net carbs. And I think it's like 0, maybe 1 gram of sugar. I mean, very, very low. So very low glycemic, very ketogenic as a whole. And when you add avocado onto a salad, it actually increases the absorption of alpha carotene, beta carotene, and lutein. So these powerful carotenoid antioxidants that are so good for your eyes, your brain, and your skin, it increases those by 7.2, 15.3, and 5.1 times higher than an avocado-free salad. That was out of the Journal of Nutrition, March 2005. I'll repeat that. Alpha carotene elevated by 7.2% or 7.2 times, 15.3 times the amount of absorption of beta carotene, and then 5.1 times higher absorption of lutein when you consume a salad with avocado, right? So green leafies, let's say, that also have these carotenoid antioxidants, you absorb them so much better when they have the avocados as opposed to an avocado-free salad. So those antioxidants are fat soluble. They absorb better when the fat is combined with them. So that's why we want to do that. And, there are certain nutrients, for example, avocados are a good source of copper. So a very good source of copper, great source of potassium, like we mentioned, magnesium in there. You've also got some vitamin B6, some folate, things like that they're good sources of. Now, when we look at avocados and we look at the ripening process, when it's very green and hard or firm, it's not ripe. Usually it's going to take about 4 to 5 days to ripen up. When it starts to be like a combo green brown look, green brown / black look, it's about 1 to 2 days to ripen up. So it's almost ready. Once it's got like a full black, it's ready to go. And you can usually tell just based on like the firmness. So I touch the top of it and I push down on the top. If the top is yielding, then, to gentle pressure, that's when it's ready. Okay. And of course it can be overripe, and we've all had overripe or moldy avocados. Now, one way to keep it, to allow it to last longer, is put it in the refrigerator. You never want to put a firm, green, hard avocado in the refrigerator, it's going to really delay the ripening. But once it's kind of at the point where it's just about ripe or fully ripe, that's a great time to put it in the refrigerator if you want it to last a few more days, right? So putting it in a refrigerator can help it last 3 or 4 more days past when it would go bad if you didn't refrigerate it. So that's really the best step there, is use your refrigerator as a way of kind of preserving it over time. When you cut it, if you cut it, you keep the pit in it, and that will, like, if you're only using half of it, that will help it last a little bit longer. You can also put like lemon juice on it. That can also help it last a little bit longer in your refrigerator. So if you cut a half of it, keep the pit in, you can put a little lemon juice on kind of the edges, stick it in your refrigerator if you want to, save that half for, let's say, the next day. All right. And that can help it last longer. If you take the pit out, the whole thing is going to rot out. So that just helps preserve it. So that's one key tip. And there are a lot of great recipes, that you can use avocados for. A lot of people don't know how to use avocados. I know when I first was introduced to avocados, I didn't really know how to use them. A lot of people just put them on salads, but they're kind of boring, for a lot of people, if they just put them on salads, or, they may be familiar with guacamole. Most people love guacamole. Not everybody does, but there's a lot of things you can do with them. I love making a chocolate mousse out of them, where I put them in like a smoothie with, let's say, some coconut milk, some chocolate protein powder, a whole bunch of chocolate protein powder in there, and blend it up, and it comes out and it's like a chocolate pudding, right? Or a chocolate smoothie. The more avocado you have, the more kind of thick pudding like it becomes. And that is a wonderful way to consume it. Obviously, if you want a lot of flavor to it, you can put stevia, all natural sweetener that doesn't impact your blood sugar, and that can taste great. So avocado pudding. I like also making guacamole. Usually I'll put like some coconut milk in it with the avocado. I will put apple cider vinegar, lemon juice, a whole bunch of herbs, some dillweed actually tastes really, really good in this, and make it like real citrusy, like very lemony, like tangy. Tastes wonderful. So I really, really like that. And I've got some great recipes on my website. I got the chocolate mousse, creamy lemon superfood guacamole recipe. We've also got a great pesto that we make out of it as well. So you can check that out. Just look up avocado pesto on drjockers.com. It's amazing. You guys will love the pesto recipe. Pesto is just so good, right? I thoroughly enjoy it. With the avocado in there, it's great. We also have a chicken avocado soup. So you can actually put avocado in soups as well. We usually put it in, if it's a hot soup, like right at the end, to just add more healthy fats, and it brings more nutrient absorption out of the soup that you're consuming as well. So you don't need to boil it in the soup. That actually isn't good. But if it's a warm soup, you put it in right at the end. Now you can also put it in a food processor or a blender and make a cool soup, like a springtime or summertime soup. So we have a creamy cucumber soup that tastes wonderful, with a lot of different herbs and lemon juice and things like that in there. Tastes really good. We also have a cashew avocado soup that's also a cold soup, right? So it's one that you just kind of put in a blender or a food processor, blend it up, and taste really good. So that's another great one. And then desserts. We got to talk about desserts. We already talked about the chocolate mousse. We also have chocolate avocado truffles. Guys, these are amazing. Chocolate avocado truffles. Just go to drjockers.com, type in chocolate avocado truffles, right? Or avocado recipes or something like that. You'll find this recipe. It's amazing. Tastes really, really good. And then we even have a chocolate cake that has avocados as the main ingredient for the frosting. It's a chocolate frosting, but we used avocados, kind of like making the chocolate pudding. Similar, we use avocados as kind of the one of the cornerstone ingredients, along with chocolate, for the frosting on this low carb chocolate cake. So a lot of good things you can do with avocados. And as you see here, avocados are amazing. If you want healthier skin, better vision, good brain function, you want to burn fat for fuel more effectively, better heart health, cardiovascular health, skin health, gut health, then definitely consuming avocados can be really helpful. Now, one caveat, if you are somebody that has a lot of issues with histamine or with FODMAPs, you really struggle with higher FODMAPs because you are underproducing enzymes, digestive enzymes, and maybe a bacterial overgrowth in your gut, you may struggle with eating avocados. You may only be able to consume a small amount at a time, or you may have to take a little bit of time off of avocados. It just depends. Some people with histamine issues do great on avocados, others don't. Some people with FODMAP issues do fine on avocados, but they struggle with other higher FODMAP foods like broccoli and cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, stuff like that. So it just depends on you. And so you want to tailor it to your diet. Avocados are an amazing food, but not everybody. There's a small percentage of the population that may not do so well with them, but discover it for yourself. I would say 90 to 95% of the people that are listening to this podcast video are that you would do well with avocados. So most of you guys would, some of you guys already know, or, if you just don't feel good when you eat avocados, that would be a sign that, you should back down, at least eat smaller amounts or avoid them for a period of time until you get your gut healthier. Once you get your gut healthier, your liver healthier, you should be able to consume avocados, at least in small quantities, and do great with them. So hopefully this is helpful training, guys. And we will see you guys on a future online training. Everybody be blessed.